Welcome back to Inner Drive, your go-to spot for explainers that actually change how you operate. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button on Inner Drive, because today's topic, bro, it hits way too close to home. No cap. Let me paint a picture for you. You do the math, right? You calculate your bedtime perfectly. You get under the covers, you put your phone away, and you actually manage to score a full 8 hours of sleep. You think you're winning, but then that alarm goes off in the morning and your brain boots up like a laggy 2009 laptop, trying to run high-end graphics. You feel completely wrecked. This situation is wild, yar. Sin khatracha. You literally put in the time. You did what you were supposed to do, so why does it feel like you haven't slept a single minute? It's dimag kharab, right? Like, what gives? So diving right into the sources, they point out this massive misconception that we all just blindly accept. We think sleep quantity is the only metric that matters. Like, oh, I'm in bed for 8 hours, I'm good to go. Bro, wrong. Hikey, wrong. The reality they present is that it's poor sleep efficiency and fragmented, broken up cycles that are completely ruining your recovery. You can technically be lying in that bed for 9, even 10 hours, but if your nervous system is just battering all night, just twisting, spinning, stressed out, processing that late night doom scrolling session, you are absolutely not recovering. Your physical body might be lying horizontal, but inside, your brain is literally fighting a full-on war against a hot room, bright blue light, and spiking cortisol levels. It's like leaving your car engine revving in the garage all night. Sure, it's parked, but it's not resting. It is quality over quantity, always, no exceptions. All right, so here is our exact roadmap for today's explainer. We're going step by step. Number 1, the 8-hour sleep myth. Number 2, the 3-2-1 shutdown protocol. 3, supplements for deep rest. 4, timing your sleep cycles. And finally, number 5, conquering morning sleep inertia. Let's get it. Kicking things off with Section 1, the 8-hour sleep myth. Let's completely debunk this right now. Okay, so it turns out that simply lying in bed, or let's be real, bed rotting while staring at the ceiling, doesn't magically equal actual rest. Because your brain doesn't just switch off like a phone charger when you close your eyes. No, it actually shifts into this highly active, complex maintenance mode. Think of it like a nighttime cleaning crew entering an office building. First, it absolutely needs what we call deep sleep. This phase is dedicated to repairing your physical body. It's recharging the immune system, rebuilding muscle tissue if you've been grinding at the gym. It's pure physical recovery. But then it needs REM sleep, rapid eye movement. This is for your brain, bro. This is cognitive recovery. This is where your brain takes all the chaotic stress of the day, all the random info you consumed, offloads the garbage, and processes the important stuff into long-term memory. It restores your focus for the next day. If you are just tossing and turning all night, you are completely missing out on these critical, deep stages. You end up with this light, garbage sleep instead of the deep, restorative maintenance that your internal machine literally needs to survive and function at a high level. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why your bedroom environment matters so much. Listen to this, because it's fascinating. Human sleep is a thermally regulated state. What does that mean? It means to physically cross the border from being awake into deep, restorative sleep, your core body temperature literally has to drop by about 1 degree Celsius. Your biology demands it. So having a cooler room, specifically hitting that sweet spot between 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, which is about 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, is biologically necessary to trigger deep rest. If your room is too hot or you're wrapped up in too many heavy blankets, your body just cannot do that necessary peripheral heat dump. You are physically blocking yourself from deep sleep. Now add in pitch black darkness to that cool temperature and serious noise reduction. When you combine all three, you are essentially sending a direct signal to your primitive brain that says, hey, we are safe from predators, the environment is optimal, it is officially time to power down. Make your room a cave, literally. Moving right along to Section 2, the 3-2-1 shutdown protocol. How to properly power down your system. If you want to protect your nervous system before hitting the pillow and stop it from being totally chaotic from our modern lives, the sources outline this absolutely babble strategy called the 3-2-1 countdown sequence. It goes like this. 3 hours before bed, absolutely 0 calories. No more late night snacking. Why? Because digestion is a thermogenic process, meaning it creates heat. Remember what we just said about needing to cool down? Stopping food intake allows your core temperature to naturally drop. Okay, then 2 hours before bed, you stop working. Period. Engaging in high-stakes work, stressing over emails, grinding on a project, it keeps your brain locked in hyperarousal with fast beta waves. Cutting work off 2 hours prior allows those cortisol stress levels to finally crash down to where they should be. And finally, 1 hour before bed, no screens. I know it's tough, but cutting out that artificial blue light stimulation is what lets your natural melatonin rise. Without melatonin, you aren't sleeping properly, full stop. This exact sequence, 3, 2, 1, it is an absolute game changer for your nightly routine, no cap. Next up, Section 3, supplements for deep rest. Let's talk about the chemical side of things. So now let's look at how we can use science-backed botanical and mineral support to chemically deepen that rest, starting with two super interesting examples from the sources. First up is magnesium glycinate. You can think of this as your brain's ultimate chill-out mineral. It literally acts as an NMDA receptor antagonist. Now, in plain English, that just means it actively prevents the overexcitation of your neurons. It puts the brakes on your racing thoughts. Plus, it regulates GABA, which is a neurotransmitter that physically relaxes your muscles and calms the nervous system. It's like a warm bath for your brain cells. On the flip side of that, we have ashwagandha. This is an adaptogen that is clinically proven to modulate your HPA axis and drastically reduce your stress hormones. We are talking about studies showing it can drop serum cortisol levels by anywhere from 11 to 33%. That is massive. It essentially helps clear all that lingering toxic daytime stress right out of your system so your body can actually feel safe enough to enter deep sleep. They work from two completely different angles to get you to the exact same relaxed state. And what's crazy is seeing this actually validated with hard clinical data. The sources point to a recent double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled study, the absolute gold standard of research, right? They looked at healthy adults who were taking just 80 milligrams of food-grown magnesium. The results were wild. It boosted reported sleep quality by a massive 32%. Compare that to the placebo group who only saw a 16% bump. That is double the effectiveness. And not only that, but it notably reduced their overall stress scores by week 8 of the trial. This isn't just some wellness influencer placebo hype, y'all. This is proven, documented science showing that introducing the right, targeted nutrients legitimately upgrades the entire architecture of your sleep. It's like giving your body the exact building blocks it needs to construct a better night's rest. All right, on to Section 4, timing your sleep cycles. This is where the math comes in. Okay, listen up, because once you actually fall asleep, the total number of hours you are knocked out matters way less than the mathematical cycles your brain goes through. I need you to mentally tattoo this number in your brain, 90. That is a magic number. The human brain rotates through its various sleep stages, starting from light sleep, dipping way down into the depths of deep sleep, and then climbing back up into REM sleep in roughly 90-minute blocks. The entire cycle takes 90 minutes. This means how you time your morning alarm is absolutely everything. It is literally make or break. Seriously, think about it. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you only get like 6 hours of sleep, but you wake up feeling like an absolute superhero? You're energized, you're ready to go. But then other times you get a full 8 hours and you wake up feeling completely destroyed, like you got hit by a truck. That right there is entirely because of where you are in that 90-minute cycle when your alarm interrupts you. Waking up mid-cycle, especially when you are buried deep down in slow-wave sleep, creates severe, intense grogginess. Your brain literally does not have the necessary blood flow in the prefrontal cortex yet to function. You're trying to boot up a system that is fundamentally offline. But waking up post-cycle, right, cleanly at the end of a 90-minute block, that ensures near instant alertness. You just glide right out of sleep. So mathematically, aiming for exactly 6 hours or exactly 7.5 hours is often vastly superior to just blindly aiming for 8 hours because you're hitting those clean cycle endings. Finally, we reach the last boss, Section 5, conquering morning sleep inertia. Let's get you out of bed. This brings us to the ultimate hurdle of the sleep continuum, conquering that heavy, sticky, disoriented feeling you get when you first open your eyes. That, my friends, is clinically known as sleep inertia. And the sources provide a specific timeline designed to naturally hack this, spike your dopamine, and clear out adenosine, which is the chemical that literally makes you feel sleepy, from your brain. So, minute 0, your eyes open, you wake up. Do not linger. By minute 3, you are either hitting your face with freezing cold water or doing some immediate physical action. Jumping jacks, stretching, whatever. Get moving. By minute 10, you are stepping outside, getting direct, natural sunlight into your eyes to forcefully reset your biological circadian rhythm. You gotta tell your brain it is daytime. And crucially, you do not even touch a drop of caffeine until you hit minute 90. That is the ultimate boot-up sequence. Let's contrast two very different morning decisions. Splashing cold water on your face isn't just about waking up. It physically activates your sympathetic nervous system. It violently constricts your blood vessels and delivers a massive natural spike of dopamine and noradrenaline. We're talking up to 250% above your baseline. It is a literal natural high that jolts you into reality. Now, compare that to the absolute worst habit you can possibly have, hitting the snooze button. The data is clear on this. Hitting snooze actually triggers fragmented sleep. It completely confuses your brain, throwing it back into the start of a sleep cycle it has no time to finish, which aggressively worsens that groggy state. The snooze button is a trap, bro. It guarantees a terrible morning. And look, we have to be realistic here. Data from iScience shows us that absolutely no one, I don't care who you are, is at their absolute best in the first 60 to 90 minutes of the day. This window is called the grogginess zone. So the advice is don't fight it. Use it smartly. You know your brain is operating at like 40% capacity, so use this time to complete mindless household chores, do the dishes, make the bed, get a light morning workout in to just get the blood flowing and boost energy, or simply sit down and plan out your workday to-do list. Do not, I repeat, do not schedule massive mental tasks, high-stakes pitches, or intense meetings during this zone. Save your mental peaks for later in the morning when your cognitive performance actually hits its stride. Now, let's talk about the lifeblood of our generation, that chia, that coffee, that energy drink. The optimal science-backed caffeine dose for sharp alertness is generally between 75 to 150 milligrams. But here's the massive catch that most people ignore. It is highly, highly recommended to wait a full 90 minutes after waking up before you take that first sip. Why? Because your body biologically needs that time to naturally clear out the adenosine, again, that sleepiness chemical, that built up in your receptors overnight. If you drink coffee the very second you wake up, the caffeine just temporarily blocks those receptors. It masks the adenosine. It doesn't get rid of it. So what happens? The second that caffeine wears off, all that trapped adenosine floods your brain at once, leading to that brutal, soul-crushing hard crash in the middle of the afternoon. Delay the intake, avoid the crash. It's that simple. You also have to fundamentally understand that caffeine is just borrowed alertness. It does not actually give you real energy. It literally just blocks your brain's ability to feel fatigue. It's a trick. Because of this, you need a strict, non-negotiable cutoff time. You need to stop drinking caffeine entirely by 2 p.m., period. Afternoon caffeine has a massive half-life. It stays active in your system for up to 6 to 8 hours. And even if you feel tired and manage to close your eyes and fall asleep at midnight, that lingering caffeine is secretly destroying your deep, slow-wave sleep architecture from the inside. Your body might be physically resting in the bed, but your brain is far too stimulated to ever reach the full depth of recovery you need. You're basically sabotaging tomorrow before it even starts. Ultimately, the sources heavily suggest that we need to entirely reframe how we look at rest in our culture. For too long, we've normalized sleep deprivation. We act like it's cool to survive on 4 hours of sleep. It's not. We need to view sleep for what it actually is: absolute, essential maintenance for the single most important complex machine you will ever own, your brain and your body. It is not laziness. It is the ultimate performance weapon for high achievers. Think about it. A tired brain makes terrible, impulsive decisions. Protect your recovery aggressively, because your waking hours are only as good as your sleeping hours. So I am going to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on today. Are you ready to stop treating chronic exhaustion like it's a quirky personality trait? Seriously, it is time to stop wearing burnout like some kind of weird badge of honor. It's not a flex to be constantly exhausted. Sleep smarter, understand your cycles, recover deeper, and protect your energy like it actually matters. Because low-key, it is the only thing that does. Thank you so much for tuning into this explainer on Inner Drive. If this blew your mind or helped you out, be sure to smash that subscribe button on the channel. Try implementing these shutdown and morning protocols tonight, see how wild the difference is tomorrow, and I will catch you in the next explainer where we keep leveling up. Stay sharp, protect your sleep, and peace out.